At Badr, 313 Muslims stood against a Quraysh army of 1,000. Quraysh came fully equipped, armor, weapons, horses, and pride. On the other stood Aman, facing Kufr, who trusted only their strength. The armies collided, and the desert erupted. Steel crashed, dust rose, and Aman met arrogance head-on. Quraysh expected an easy victory. They were wrong. When the dust settled, Quraysh banners lay broken in the sand. Aman had overcome numbers. In Mecca, silence gripped Quraysh. Badr burned deeper than any wound.
Khalid Ibn al-Walid
stood among Quraysh. He prepared in silence. 1 year later, Quraysh marched again, 3,000 strong. They marched to erase Muslims. Mount Uhud stood ahead. 700 Muslims stood against 3,000 Kufr of Quraysh. The battle opened with force and fury. Muslim ranks pushed forward with Aman.
Khalid Ibn al-Walid
did not rush. While others fought with strength, he fought with timing. His cavalry waited. On the hill stood 50 Muslim archers. Their order was clear. Hold your position, no matter what. The hill guarded the back of the Muslim army. As dust swallowed the battlefield, Khalid watched carefully. For a mistake, the Muslims pressed forward. Quraysh banners shifted backward. Victory seemed close. Then the hill was no longer secure. Some of the archers left their position.
Khalid Ibn al-Walid
saw it instantly. He saw opportunity. The battlefield had revealed its weakness. No commands were shouted. No hesitation followed. The decision was made in a single moment. Quraysh cavalry surged like a storm. They vanished behind the terrain. The Muslims did not see them leave, and they did not see them return. The Muslims fought with courage and iman, but danger now waited behind them. The rear collapsed in an instant. Order turned into confusion. Banners fell into the dust. The battlefield turned ruthless. One banner fell to the sand, and in that moment, the course of Uhud shifted. When silence returned, it carried its own weight. Uhud had taken its price.
Khalid Ibn al-Walid
stood among the fallen. Quraysh had gained the upper hand.
Khalid Ibn al-Walid
fighting against Islam. A man who would one day turn his sword toward Aman and change history. Uhud ended in silence. Victory had been claimed, yet something felt unfinished.
Khalid Ibn al-Walid
stood apart from the battlefield. He had outmaneuvered his enemy, but the weight in his chest was heavier than armor. For the first time, Khalid questioned more than tactics. He had faced Muslims again and again, and each time, their resolve only grew stronger. In Mecca, Quraysh celebrated survival, not victory. Their power stood. Their certainty did not. Islam had not broken, it had endured. Despite loss, the Muslims did not collapse. Their unity remained. Their iman deepened, and Islam continued to spread beyond the battlefield.
Khalid Ibn al-Walid
watched from a distance. Strength had failed to crush faith, and the question he avoided began to return. In the stillness of night,
Khalid Ibn al-Walid
faced himself, not as a commander, not as a warrior, but as a man searching for truth. He chose the road few expected, leaving behind pride, position, and certainty, riding toward Medina with more questions than answers. At the edge of the city, Khalid stopped. Ahead stood Islam, not as an enemy, but as a reality he could no longer ignore. This was not defeat. This was surrender of the heart, and history would never remember.
Khalid Ibn al-Walid
the same way again. The doubts did not leave Khalid in a single night, but the truth had become impossible to ignore. Quietly, Khalid left Mecca, not in defiance, but in reflection. The path ahead was uncertain, yet clear. On the road, Khalid was not alone. Others had reached the same conclusion. The strength they sought was not found in opposition, but in truth. As Medina came into view, Khalid slowed his steps. Pride had no place here. Only humility would open the way forward. Khalid accepted Islam. The hand that once stood against it now submitted to Allah. What the sword could not overcome, Iman resolved. Khalid did not arrive as a conqueror. He arrived as a believer. Strength remained, but now it was guided. From this moment, Khalid walked a new path. His story was only beginning.
Khalid Ibn al-Walid
Stood among the Muslims, not as a leader, but as one among them. At
Mu'tar.
the Muslims faced an army far greater in number. The test was immediate. One by one, the commanders fell. The battlefield trembled with loss. In the chaos, command reached.
Khalid Ibn al-Walid
Responsibility came without warning. Khalid did not seek glory. He sought survival and saved the army. Against impossible odds, the Muslims returned safely. Discipline had overcome destruction. From that day, Khalid was known by a new name.
Saifullah, the sword of Allah.
The man who once fought Islam now defended it, and his true legacy had only begun.